Today on Skyrider Limited, we're building the routine. Welcome back, you guys. I am Jesse. This is Skyrider Limited. It is training days. It is September. We're about halfway through September. And the big news is I have music. I'm you may recall from the last one, I was still pretty under the weather. I'm good-ish now. That is to say, I can like breathe and function like an adult in society again, and not be like coughing up a lung at all times anymore. So that's great. But while I was down sick, and recovering and everything in between sort of the last one and now, um, I've been trolling through music, and genre hopping, and man, I put myself through the ringer on this one. I really did. And then my dad, God bless him, goes, "Well, what about this?" And I went, "Well, where have you been for the last, however many months I've been like wrapped up about music and routines?" And he goes, "Well, you didn't ask." Which is pretty much our relationship, so par for course there. But my dad suggested a piece of music. I gave it a listen. I found a version of it I'm really excited to use, and yeah, I think it's so. All right, so I'm not 100% healthy, but I'm pretty good. So here's the thing. Um, the music has the potential within it to be competitive for not just the World Cup, but to win the World Cup. Whether or not I can fly it that well is, um, I know I can choreograph the routine. I can imagine things I can't do repeatedly. So the trick is going to be, no pun intended, the challenge, that's better, the challenge will be to build a routine that is competitive, that is technically challenging enough to put out a sufficient score to be in the fight, that is also repeatable, right? So it's no good to just imagine it and want to do it and maybe get it now and again. It's got to be something I can fly 90% of the time and in all wind conditions. The perfect world, it's 100% of the time, all wind conditions, right? So we're headed out to my practice field, the one that I always go to in the marsh there. And we're gonna go start working on some building blocks. I want to basically put the music in my headphones and fly with it playing in my headphones and just see what feels like what in the music a little bit. Um, this is sort of how I always start building is I go listen to chunks of music and go, this could be this and this could be this. Then I sit down and like now I have my pieces and I try and build the Legos. So today is about figuring out what pieces I have. The next step will be listening to it with, especially because I'm going to have, because I'm taking you along for the ride, that means there's going to be a camera running. So I'll have footage that I can look back at. So we'll take those elements and we'll start to build the Legos up. I am not sure. I'm sorry. I'm not sure I am ready to tell you all what the music is. Not because it's going to change. I am 100% committed. I am committed enough that I have already started doing CD case art and theming up all of next year's graphics. If you know anything about Skyrider Limited, you know that each year for the 3 years I've been doing this, there's been sort of a graphics change. Last year was all about the Skyrider Bebop, the anime styled graphic. The first year was the classic graphic, and oh, by the way, new shirt, everybody. Little Team USA themed Skyrider here. Um, This past year was kind of split theming. The videos, if you notice, start with a Star Trek: The Next Generation style title card, and I had thought to do a full like Star Trek theme, and then I just kind of didn't design anything I loved for that. So instead, what we ended up with was split theming, where the videos have that lead card, and everything else has this sort of punk rock typewritery like font and texture to it. Um, so next year, there's a new theme which will get revealed when we get closer to next year. And if you are at the AKA convention, which this is middle of September, I feel like pointing out at the end of the month. If you didn't already know, I'm going to be hanging out at the American Kite Flyers Association convention in Buffalo, New York, in well, actually Niagara Falls, New York, and I'll be hanging out, doing some workshops, flying sport kites, and then the Sunday after, we're doing a 1 day festival. So if y'all are in town, come by for that. That's gonna be fun. I don't know if we're doing like performances and whatnot, but you never know what might turn up there, so be sure to make your way there. At any rate, um, I might let the theme slip at convention as sort of a preview, but there is a new theme for next year. It is appropriate for the big goal items next year. So, any rate, we are off here to Essex. You can probably see in the back of the car a little bit that there is just about every sport kite I own, which is not accurate. It's actually probably about a third of the sport kites my dad and I own at this point. But I was sorting out kite bags over the weekend, and I haven't put everything back into storage yet. It's gotten to the point where to sort stuff out like pretty much the only option is go to a park with a whole bunch of kite bags and just spread everything out and then pack it all back up. Um, Once I get it reorganized again, it's easy, it's fine. But my God, we've hit a critical mass point where it's either taking over the entirety of the garage or going out to a park. And sometimes it's easier to go to a park than it is to move a whole bunch of cars. So here we are. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna go out. We're gonna fly. I don't know what you're going to see or hear from this one, to be honest, or how much talking to you I'm going to do during the flying, but I'll set the cameras up like always, and if there's something to hear, you'll hear it. You may just watch me fly some figures that may or may not make sense, because, again, I'm not really ready to share the music yet. Um, but yeah, yeah, it's going to be interesting because, say I didn't do this at the best time of day. I was for a day off, I was very busy, and then I finally getting out. It's like 5 o'clock, and sunset's like 7. So, I'm basically going to be staring into the sun for these couple of hours I'm going to get to do this. Um, so yeah, let's see what happens. So, pretty light right now. I didn't put a wind gauge up. I'm on the ultralight. I could probably be on the super ultralight. The flag is hanging straight down right now. We'll see how this goes, and I might change kites, and you might even see the secret weapon kite show up tonight if things don't get more cooperative in a reasonable time frame.
par la basse cour philharmonique de la Condrée, je vais vous l'interpréter le tube de l'année. Allez, on y va, hein.
Je n'imiterai personne. Ce que je veux, je le sais. Je veux surtout être libre.
Oui, je reviens vers ta lagune, où cette nuit la lune rêve de l'au-delà. Oui.
So yeah, oh, that's fun. So that really didn't work. Yeah, that didn't work. The wind-wise, we're gonna have to go to something lighter. I think it's time to break out the secret weapon. I will explain more about this later. Right now, because I'm time crunched, I'm just gonna go get it and put it on the lines and fly. All right, so we get to try this again now. So the secret weapon appears. This is a Weldon Aerolabs Synchro. I just got around to fixing this back up. It's technically an indoor kite, so flag hanging straight down should be fine. 100-pound line's probably a little heavy, but I don't feel like wrapping up and rerunning lines. So we're gonna give this a go and see where we end up. Ah, yes, that is what I remember. That's the level of cheating I'm looking for. My God, just getting it to axles. Like, there's so much air in this sail because there's just nothing to these things. Just getting it to, there it is. Yeah, this'll work. So, one of the secrets is out of the bag. You know, at Burke, wind can do one of two things. It's either going to be blowing 30, or it's going to be blowing 0.3. If it is blowing 0.3, there's the answer right there. Right there. Yeah, that's going to work. That's gonna work just fine, in fact. It's actually got so much drive, it's sort of taking a bit of, like, very focused effort to put it back on the ground. Alright, I think it's music time, and we'll see where we're at here.
This is a mandate, and all I ever heard was fixing that in your faction. Take that weak shit, and I break it down to fractions. How much for a feature? That depends who's asking. This that forever ever shit, I'm outcasting, outblasting. Big boy, I'm outlasting. Y'all lack the passion, I'm about that action. Focus on the music, give a fuck about the fashion. Still I'm styling though, got the soft Thousand Island, bro. Yeah, I get all kind of dope. Lump sum and residual, physical and the digital. Situation is critical. They throw stones at the throne and I built myself a citadel.
So, okay, that's wildly different than what I'm planning, but if the wind goes dead, that's going to be very similar to what it is probably going to be. So it works, it flies. There is 1 mile an hour out here, literally flag hanging straight down the flagpole. Like, you're going to watch me take a picture so I can put it up. So here is the picture of the flagpole. There you go. You will see that now. Yeah, but that works. So I'm going to go clear the foul on the tip, and we're going to play with the low end version of the routine, and it'll be helpful, but it won't be perfect, but it's going to be something. I'm going to leave you both running and just deal with this in the edit. So stay put.
I'm gonna shut it down. Body was then buried underground, and the body was found in the lost and found. So me severed the head, severed the neck, on the shoulders of the king, under me toss the crown, make abortion sound. And then me cross this ground, so take proportion. Now stop trying to figure out and chat and bump figure thumbs, I'll shove it down your throat. Now you're choking, I'm hoping, throats open. Everybody down for motion, sickness, a miracle, sickness in motion. I'm roasting you, hoping you do what you're supposed to. Just spit that fire and flame anytime you step in the vocal. But most fools
was a hopeful and spit was disposable. So lyrically around you squares, I'm forming circles and ovals. In the booth I go postal, most of youths are disposeful. But I'm eating through you niggas like a bowl of stewed tofu. When I'm done antisocial, cause to me you're not soulful. Acting like the king of the throne, but bro, your buzz is just local. I got styles I can't total, that can fill up a boatload. Anytime it's time to show up, all you niggas is no show. Cadences just in shit loads. Anytime I'm in shit mode, lyricists they try to pick up my pen and then get their wrist broke. But soft like pistols, take king like missiles. Scoped and aiming for your dome, but shatter bone and gristle. I'm done.
Here's another classic.
I got styles I can't total. I got styles I can't total. Jump.
Here's another.
All right, we're on to something.
Sometimes feel like I'm running in circles. I keep forgetting my purpose. Feel like I'm stuck in this circus. Why you feel like I'm a burden when I know that I am special? Why it's so hard just to let go? I'm looking back, no regrets though. Return with a fresh flow. I know that they can't see me. Watch me like the TV, Netflix. I'm the best, bitch. Put me to the test, bitch. You cannot assess this. No, I am not stressed, bitch. Cause I am a blessed bitch. I am an animal in the jungle. Running, trying to find my way back to the sun though. Survival, I'm a lotto. Trying to let all of this pain out from inside though. Running. I'm running. Trying to escape from inside me. I get so tired of hiding, losing the war that I'm fighting. But now I'm realizing it ain't me against the world, baby. Nah, it's been me versus me, and that be the worst thing. Cause can't nobody hurt me like I do me. You ain't shit to me. My life like a movie, living like a goddess, always looking flawless. I'm about shit, so my life is lawless. No rules, wake up when it's time, no snooze. Always been a winner, no blues, no choose. Feeling in an option, no talking, just moves. Ain't no bitches walking in my shoes, nah. I am an animal in the jungle, running, trying to find my way back to the sun, though. Survival, I'm a lotto, trying to let all of this pain out from inside, though. Fighting for my freedom. Don't get it twisted, yeah, I want 'em, I don't need 'em. Had their intentions, best believe that I'm a reader. They doubt me, but I'm gonna make 'em all believe it, yeah. Running. Yeah, I'm running. Je cours. Fighting for my freedom. Don't get it twisted, yeah, I want 'em, I don't need 'em.
Okay. Okay. This is gonna work. This is gonna work. There's a lot to work out, but you'll see it probably with different music. But you just saw a full run through of the music. It's not perfect. This was a completely improvised version. There's some things I want to stick better, some timing that needs to be worked out, but we have something. I have to spend some more time with the synchro, and I need to get it on lighter lines because it's towing 100-pound, but it's not stoked about it. The wind is up to about 2, and another mile an hour, I could probably switch to the SUL intention anyways. The synchro is fly or die, desperate measures. So it's good to know we have the tools. I'm going to stop here and go reset some things. And we're going to do this again. And we'll see where we get to. Because yeah, tonight's, like I said, tonight's about figuring out what pieces we have to play with. So we now know that the synchro is working again. It could probably use some tuning. It was in the pairs setting that my dad and I use them in right now. So I got to play with that a little bit, but I don't want to really mess with it because I'm standing flat-footed and flying in 0.5 mile an hour of wind. That seems more than an acceptable performance for the super ultralight. So you guys stay there. I'm going to go over there and get this switched out, and we will talk again momentarily.
Avant tout, il faut que l'homme sache ce qu'il doit regarder. Mais la plupart des endormis diront naturellement qu'ils ont un but et qu'ils suivent une direction définie. Pour un homme, se rendre compte qu'il n'a pas de but et qu'il ne va nulle part est le signe que l'éveil devient réellement possible pour lui. L'éveil d'un homme commence en cet instant où il se rend compte qu'il ne va nulle part et qu'il ne sait pas où aller.
Let's begin.
Ladies and gentlemen, once upon a time, reste tranquille, écoute. paysages se sont vidés de leurs personnages. L'eau, le ciel, les pierres, les herbes, torrents, rivières, feuilles mortes, nuages, soleil, poussière, des lignes, des points. Voilà tout ce qui reste. Le bruit de la terre qui se raréfie et s'amenuise.
Dealing with the most gracious. The square mileage of my mind be the most spacious. Heal the deaf, dumb and blind and they close faces. Stick the mic down the throat of a known racist. Yeah, I'm something like a black Buddhist. Keep my eyes on these devils, then attack Judas. I'm like coke in your nose when it pass mucus. We like the 92 riots, a bunch of black looters. In the jungle where the tigers dwell. In the streets of the ghetto where they fire shells. Half man, half amazing with a lion's tail. Either ride for revolution or you die in hell. Verbal architect rhymes iller than arsenic. On tracks I'm
Well, that was educational. Couple of things we learned today. We learned that I have the ability to kill wind when I want it. That's awesome. See if that's a real ability or just a superstitious one, but here we are. More importantly, we learned that the synchro is in good working order. I haven't talked much about the secret weapon. Now you all have seen it, and so has everyone else in the world when they find this, because, of course, I'm so far gone that I think everybody in the world watches my videos, right? Anyway, the synchro is a super cool kite. That one and my dad's matching kite were our pairs super ultralights. We also, when we flew team, our other half of our team also had a matching set of them. And then I have my dad and I also have a set of indoor ones that were indoor only and sort of babied. It's framed in a via skinnies. Herb, who built that kite, was so meticulous. Every tube is weighed and they're balanced out to within 1/100th of a gram left to right, tube to tube. All the fittings are rubber tubing, and it had gone dry, so I just got around to putting new tubing on them and getting them out and flying. And it's, I mean, you can see the grass is out behind me. There's no motion out there. The water is still as glass, and that was flying, and I was gaining ground. I could go backwards and speed it up, but I didn't have to move to fly it. Quick pop, it was up and moving, and it was flying. It's blowing a 0.5 mile an hour. So that's a huge tool in, to know that I have it in the quiver. I also have an idea of what I will do in low wind. I need to get a little bit more used to flying that thing again. It's been years since I've flown one outdoors. So getting used to how it tricks and things. There are a couple of things you'll have seen it in the footage. I was able to find a really, really cool double axle. Triples with, it's not really a triple axle because they were individual inputs, but if you catch it at the right time, kind of like multi-lazy or a multi-backspin, you can get it to just sort of keep rotating. So there's some cool stuff there. I want to find the 540 on it. Could be a useful tool. One thing it does really well is slide, stop, and slide. I can reverse the direction of the slide. I can slide, pop up, stall, slide. It'll be a very old school routine when the wind goes low, but I won't be fighting. Other people might be. There's no guarantees in any of this game, but I like to think that flying a really clean low wind routine, even though it's going to be technically less impressive than what some of the other people out there may be able to muster, but we'll have to move a lot more, and we'll have a lot more risk involved in whether or not the kite will stay flying to do that. Um, it's a gamble, right? So we're gonna roll the dice on that. That's it for tonight. The wind is really too low to work on some of the more advanced stuff I wanted to do. I caught the last puff of it when I got here with the UL before I had to switch kites. So we'll have to pick this back up another time. You might get 2 episodes this month even because of that. If not, you will see it in October, even though some of that may actually technically get shot in September, because a lot of October will probably come from convention, because I should have some time to work up there. And hopefully some friends for feedback, which is always helpful. Working in a vacuum like this can be tricky. Oh, of course, the flag is now moving because I'm packing it in. At any rate, thank you all so much for listening to me babble, for liking, subscribing, following, sharing, and for coming along on this journey. And we will see you out there, Skyrider.